Welcome to Biznet, a series from TapOnn where we help you understand the business world with the experts. So I'm super excited to welcome Meena Chabria ma'am, who is not only the Assistant Vice President of PVR Cinemas but is also the visionary behind SHEROMINDSET, a platform that is dedicated to women entrepreneurs to achieve their dreams. Through her leadership and passion, she is driving ways to make women entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. So welcome so much ma'am. I am very confident that our users will get super insightful and valuable experience from this episode.
Thank you so much, Aditi. I mean, it's a pleasure to be with TapOnteam. And just a little correction that I got promoted and I'm the Vice President of Sales, now not AVP anymore.
Oh,
This happened yesterday, so.
oh, congratulations ma'am. Ma'am, the first thing that I want to know is your secret behind the incredible and yet calming energy that you have. Because I've seen so many of your podcasts and you have this very calming and super healing energy. I want to know the secret.
Calming energy is because of one thing, that when you get beaten up a lot, no, then you don't want to get up and say that I've been beaten up. So life has really given me a lot of beatings. And healing energy is because I've gone through so much pain. I don't want people to see my pain but see my positivity and say that if you can put down someone so much and then if that person can come up, nothing like that.
Wow. Ma'am, I have seen that your schedule is super hectic. How do you manage time for your passion of coaching, for your family, and how do you manage all things so proficiently?
So, there are different strategies everyone use. For some, working 9 to 5 is good. I have no complaints. For some, working 9 to 9 is good. But for me, working 24/7 is just the way I'm designed. I love to work all the time. I like to connect with people. I like to find my passion because, there's a lot of planning required to be yourself. In the world where everybody wants you to be their side of it, I try to be myself, and that's why I'm able to manage the entire schedule. And just to give you a small little bit of exercise on this is someone in my team, I see many of them saying, I went to this meeting today, I went to this meeting yesterday. The next day, the same area, they'll go for another meeting. But if I go for a meeting, I fix 4 weeks, 4 locations, and I handle most of the clients from the locations and come back. So I save a lot of my time traveling to and fro and then sitting in one place.
So I was saying that you are saying that prioritizing everything really works for you.
Yeah, prioritizing and not wasting your time, because if you're wasting your time, कल मैं गई थी इंडोर के इस गली में इस क्लाइंट से मिलने के लिए और अगले दिन मैं वहीं जाऊंगी दूसरे क्लाइंट से मिलने के लिए. आई डोंट नो, आई जस्ट डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिक ऑफ दिस. आई जस्ट वांट टू बी क्लियर that I am investing my time on something.
Correct. So, ma'am, when someone is starting their career or their business, what should they first look for? What are some your key points or tips that someone should look for?
When someone starts their career, you're talking about women or in generic?
Right now in generic.
Okay, in generic, I think they should look for their strength, what they are good at, and how effortlessly they can do that, because that's the second point. Third is how can they execute it, and fourth is how can they analyze it. If these 4 points are covered, right? For example, my strength is networking. So how do I use it effectively in my career? After using effectively, am I able to keep up that without getting burnt out? And the last is how am I gaining out of my networking skills? So these are the most important in the starting point of career. But if there are young students who are looking at this video, I want to tell them that start building your pattern of work on professional platforms rather than spending that time on Instagram or on Facebook, which is good socially, but have a voice and have a icebreaker session before anyone can notice you. That's very, very critical and important.
I will definitely keep that in mind. Yeah.
See, today 10% of jobs are only published. 90% of jobs are unpublished, and people are looking at you as a resource, reading you, watching you, listening to you, and seeing you how you're behaving. So if you're behaving in a certain manner in an Instagram, which is fine, but if you're behaving in a certain manner on LinkedIn, why not? If it makes your career brighter, and if you're investing today for next 5 years, I think it's a great investment.
Yeah, I was just going through a podcast from Zomato's founder, and he also mentioned that they also use the approaching technique while they are recruiting. So it's like people who have built brands, people who are doing, they can see who have built their networks and who are, into personal branding and everything. So definitely the networking is quite important. So coming to the point of networking, can you give me an example of how networking in your professional career has helped you in your personal ventures as well?
Okay, so very interesting. I'll take the case study of TapOnn only because I saw Aman and what's his name? I just keep forgetting. Dhruv, sorry, yeah, Aman and Dhruv's video on Instagram, and Dhruv, that casual body language he has, I'm the founder of TapOnn, and I was like, this dude is definitely my person. So I kept it in the bucket list, and one sudden day I told my office, just order a card from TapOnn for me, and we got that card, okay? And I was casually showing it to all my friends and everyone. And then I told Anu, who's my friend and also manages the office, that can you please help me bridge this and connect me to TapOnn. And as we wrote to TapOnn, Aman and Dhruv got so excited. They connected with me. They said, "Ma'am, we know you." And today, if I have 20 people to go for grave with, like people whom I'm close to, Dhruv and Aman are definitely in the list. And it's so beautiful as a relation when you network that it just doesn't harvest a relationship. It builds a trust on the brand, and that's why when I'm building my brand, I'm going extra mile. Like if you see from tomorrow, the campaigns are launching, and every woman who's signing up in my course gets a squad card from Aman and Dhruv. So we converted two minds into one business, which is such an amazing thing to do.
Definitely, this is so sweet. TapOnn is super happy to collaborate with SHEROMINDSET and make all women entrepreneurs' networking journey easier with their personalized smart cards and their custom profile links, helping them in easily connecting both virtually and in real time with their potential clients, ensuring more growth and opportunities in their life. So in your book, you have mentioned situations where people have tried to, made you feel low and made you feel incapable, and a lot of women relate to that. So I want to know that how did you overcame that time, and what tips would you like to give those women?
See, there are 100 vultures around you, but that one good soul who can keep up to use your own soul. You should know what you are good at and do whatever manipulation, do whatever it is. Dry leaves will fall. If you don't have enough stuff in your career and investment in yourself, investment in your work, you will fall. So there's no way that you can look back. So the only thing I will tell women who are starting up or in the career and they find difficulty every day, just know your job and know your work. Rest will all follow, because the universe notices the signal of hardworking person, and especially women, because we're so blessed by God in terms of our beauty and stuff. So He blesses us even more than the others.
Oh, nice. So that's beautiful actually. And like for women who are like new mothers, they mostly find it very confusing, and they are kind of nervous and scared to start their career. So what tips would you give to those women?
Yeah. So before I go to the young mother, I'll give you an analogy for the entire conversation. See, what happens is there are a lot of policy changes that has to happen. The policy change has to be women and men can marry at equal age, or actually women should marry younger men. That's my, if the country has to move forward, this has to be the analogy because of one thing. So women and boys and girls go to college, educate themselves at the same time, but suddenly the girl becomes a woman and the boy still remains a man who's trying to figure out the career, right? So as soon as the guy completes a college, he goes to work for 5 years, so he gets the 3 to 4 years period to work. But what happens to a girl? If you get educated, shadi kara do, start looking for a groom, get her married, that's a constant thing because you lose beauty and thing. In return, what happens is some girls are tied up with the family atmosphere, who have not ventured out and who have been always careful. But some who have become young mothers, are educated, are young mothers, are looking at a family, are adjusting with a new family, is wanting everything to be happy. That's why India's economy of 40% women are not working, only 10 are working. Out of the 50% population of women, only 10 are able to gap this space because they're pleasing everything. Now, to the young mothers, my only message is don't invest on temporary thing. You will say my kids are permanent, nothing will happen and everything. God bless, nothing should happen to them. But what happens is they don't need us as much as we need them. So after 15 or 16 years or 17 years, they find their path and go away, and we become empty, and then we become dependent on them. So the circle continues. Rather than that, invest on yourself. Find people who can help them. Find people who can grow them up. Only in India all this is a taboo. In US and everywhere, the young mothers go for work, look after them and their beauty and stuff. So we also should have a similar pattern.
Okay. So, if I could ask you only one networking hack or one networking secret, so what it would be?
Connect and be authentic. Don't do drama. I like you, ma'am. I like you, sir. For what do you like me? Please tell me no. So be very precise and communicating that this post, this point, this thing I like. Like how I said about Dhruv. I like the TapOnn card. I saw his energy. I felt so right. Authentic and be authentic.
It's like it should feel like it's a mutual networking.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, thank you so much. Do you want to say something?
I just want to say that I really want TapOnn to do well. I want to say, since Women's Day is coming, happy Women's Day, and to the bright Yurti, thank you so much for following up and getting this done. All the best for your podcast.
Wow, thank you, ma'am, for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights. Hit the subscribe button for more such inspiring content that we bring to you only through TapOnn.